Welcome to Janie Flores Live. So happy to be here with you once again on this glorious day. I'm in Miami. I think most of you are in South Florida as well. Some will be connecting from other areas. But thank you so much for joining us today as we celebrate 5 years of being on the air, streaming live, and joining everyone each Friday at 3 o'clock p.m. To have conversations with fascinating people. This month, we're celebrating Women's History Month, and we do so by honoring 26 exceptional women who lead across generations. Thank you to our sponsors, AARP South Florida, Florida Venture Foundation, the Latin American Business Association, and Buena Vida Media. The honorees lead cities, counties, districts, movements, causes, companies, communities, nonprofits, families, people, industries, and more. Many have broken barriers and glass ceilings and are pioneers in their field. They take the road less traveled. They aren't always the most popular or always the most well-known or even understood most of the time. Society deems them an overnight success, but many have worked in anonymity for decades to reach the point where they're at, and they deserve this light to shine upon them. We honor them and we celebrate them during Women's History Month. Congratulations to these 26 exceptional women. Today, you're going to meet them. You'll get to know them, their thoughts, as we have a conversation on women who lead across generations. Again, thank you to our sponsors, AARP South Florida, Florida Venture Foundation, the Latin American Business Association, and Buena Vida Media. AARP South Florida is the nation's largest nonprofit, nonpartisan organization dedicated to empowering Americans 50 and older to choose how they live as they age. Love it. Florida Venture Foundation is a nonprofit organization who, through the Business Outreach Program, assists businesses in registering as vendors with Miami-Dade County. By registering with Miami-Dade County, these businesses enhance their opportunities via the ability to obtain contracts with the county. To receive more information, contact Alina Delgado via email at fvfoutreach@yahoo.com. The Business Outreach Program is funded by Miami-Dade County. The Latin American Business Association is a business organization connecting and advocating for the development and growth of the entrepreneurial community in South Florida. And Buena Vida Media is an international multimedia company harnessing the power of media, public relations, influencer marketing, social media, events, and conferences to strategically position clients for success. I am so thrilled and I'm so honored to have all of you join us today. Not everybody could join us. Some have prior commitments. Some will be joining a little bit later. But we welcome all of you, all of these wonderful women. And let's see who made the list, the inaugural list of the women who lead across generations. As we read their names, as we call you out, please feel free to say a few words. Today, the program is bilingual, so feel free to share in the language you prefer, and I'll translate. Hoy el programa es bilingüe, así que comparten el lenguaje que prefiere y yo traduciré. Let's start it out with, and you'll have to bear my my not always on target technology. I'm from that age, right? But here we go. Daniella Levine Cabba, mayor of Miami-Dade County. The mayor could not join us, but she did send us a lovely video, and I'm hoping that I will be able to share that beautiful video with you. Let's see here.
Hello, my name is Daniella Levine Cabba, and I am honored to serve as Miami-Dade County's first woman mayor. I may be the first, but I'm confident that I will not be the last. Somewhere in our county right now is the next woman mayor. She's developing her values, growing her skills, and cementing her determination to lead this county. It's especially appropriate here in Miami-Dade since we hold the proud distinction of being the only major city in the United States founded by a woman, Julia Tuttle. I hope that through my time in office, I'm able to demonstrate to all the young women and girls of our community that there are still glass ceilings to be broken and that they can do anything. As mayor, I'm working tirelessly to even the playing field and promote equity in government and across our community. Time and time again, we hear about inequities that persist throughout our institutions and the unending attacks on women's rights. Now more than ever, we must advocate for all women, and we must prepare our girls and young women to succeed in a changing economy. Gender should not be a barrier for anyone to achieve anything. Our residents are seeing for the first time a new kind of leadership. I'm demonstrating every day that there are many ways to be a strong mayor, leading with consensus and compassion. Thank you to Janie Flores and the entire nominating committee for highlighting me during Women's History Month. And congratulations to the other honorees. There is really no bar too high for the women of Miami-Dade. Adelante.
Bravo. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayor Daniella Levine Cabba. And as she said, she is the first woman mayor of Miami-Dade County. So we felt it was really important to recognize that and acknowledge her and celebrate her. And I hope that all of you are joining me in celebrating this exceptional woman. The next person on our list is Marie Woodson, Florida State Representative of House District 101. Marie is on the road, so she's going to try and join us a little bit later. She called me already, and we'll let her say a few words when she does join us. Then we have our good friend, Elizabeth Erazo Baez, the founder of Baez Fine Art. Elizabeth, welcome, and we would love to hear a few words from you.
Well, first, thank you, Janie, for all that you do for us here, showcasing such wonderful women, so many to be inspired by and so many to be honored next to. So I thank you so much for that. I am, the talent that I see here is not comparable. I am an artist. I paint and I share my love of art with children, and that's what I do. And so I'm honored to be amongst all of you, and I hope that we will continue to honor women in such a way. So thank you for being such a leader and showing how we can support one another, other women, and just shining the light like you do. You are a light to me. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. And we love honoring women like you who really are trailblazers in your area. And if you don't know Elizabeth, please follow her on social media at Baez Fine Art, and you will see the beautiful, beautiful art that she creates. Next, we have our good friend, Patricia Arias, Executive Director of Camacol and co-founder of the Miami Media Film Market. Welcome, Patty. I call her Patty affectionately.
No, I thank you so much. I love to be called Patty. Patricia is such a formal name. And I'm really humbled to be here. I mean, I really had tears in my eyes. Coming from an organization, I'm the first woman executive director at Camacol. You know, it's a Latino, Cuban, yay. It's been hard. And you know, I see a lot of friends here, Woody and you guys, and it's an honor to be here with all of you. And also our Miami Media Film Market, we're also highlighting diversity, but we're concentrating this year on content development and led by women. And I also like to bring to your attention, there's a wonderful woman, she's Canadian, she's multi-ethnic. Her name is Brenda Gilbert. She heads Bronze Studios. She has like 5 Oscar nominations. In the past, you know, she started a very small studio. This is what we can do. And she raised all the money for the Joker and Judas and the Black Messiah. And now she has House of Gucci coming on, and she's going to be here in Miami speaking at MMFM. So we're doing really cool things, and it's been really hard to get Chemical to get on this modern way of doing things and breaking the glass ceiling. But thank you so much, and I'm humbled to be with all of you today. Love you guys.
We love you too, Patty. And MMFM was one of the first organizations that I turned to when I first started my business, and I was producing television at that point. So it was a great help. And Patty, you have always been there for so many emerging artists, emerging producers, directors, and we definitely love the work that you continue to do. And you know, it's really impacting the South Florida area and putting us on the map with regards to film, entertainment, and definitely keep up that great work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Dion Polight, State Director of AARP Florida. Welcome, Dion.
Thank you so much, Janie. Thank you. Let me make a little correction. I am the Director of State Operations
Okay.
for AARP Florida, and I am so honored and humbled to be included in this impressive list of women, and I'll say of queens, that I see here on this virtual stage. It's salute. It is just wonderful. I think, you know, as women, we show up, you know, and each one of us are here because, you know, we fought our way through. It's never been easy, but we've always seen the rainbow at the end of the storm. And if I could say anything on behalf of AARP and myself, it is, 1, I'm 61 and I'm loving every bit of it. And 2, there is nothing that can stop us. We are beyond boundaries because we are women. And as you get older, you get better. And I want to encourage each one of you, take the bull by the horns, toss it to the side, and make it happen the way you want it to happen. Congratulations to each one of you. Thank you so much.
Bravo, Dion. And I love that. As I get older, I get better. I agree 100%. Thank you so much, Dion, for those encouraging words. Sandra Ruiz, Vice President of Regions Mortgage. She's not able to join us today. Barbara Howard, Principal Barbara Howard Consultants. She wasn't able to join us either. Angela Pasilico, CEO and founder of Miss International World. And I know that Angela is right in the middle of an event, but she made it a point to join us. Hopefully, Angela, we know you're there. We would love to hear from you.
Yes, absolutely. Can you hear me, Janie?
We can hear you.
Okay, great. Well, first of all, I want to thank you so much for inviting me. This is such a great honor. And I want to say congratulations to all the women, okay, that are on this call today. They're all trailblazers. So congratulations. And yes, you're right. I'm at another event today. I'm at the Small Business Expo in downtown Miami at the Hilton with the Global Trade Chamber and the 100 Successful Women in Business. And I like what Dion just said. Women are really trailblazers. You know, a few weeks ago when I watched the State of the Union, I took a couple of things away from that address, but one thing I really took away was sitting behind the president were 2 women. Okay, was Kamala Harris, which was the Vice President of the United States, and also the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. And I always say, whether you agree with them or like them or not, they may be the first, but they definitely will not be the last. So women have really come up the ranks. And you know, also, Janie, it's thanks to people like you who have put us in the forefront of everything that we do. So I'm so grateful for everything, and thank you for giving me this opportunity again.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Angela. Wonderful, and congratulations. And Angela has definitely been a great supporter of our organization, of the Janie Flores Live Show, And we thank you for that. And that's so important. And more, we continue to hear that from the women that are on this list. It's just the collaboration and the support and the camaraderie. And that's what helps us all to shine. Let's see here. Ida Phillip, she's supposed to join us. She's not on yet. We'll come back to her. Our good friend, Vanessa James, CEO and founder of Vanessa James Media. Woo, Vanessa.
Feliz Viernes to everybody out there celebrating just getting through the week, and happy 2022 to everyone as well. This is such an honor. I said, I don't care what is happening at 3 o'clock. I know where I got to be. So whenever Janie calls, I don't miss an event. So I'm so honored to be a part of this incredible list of women. And, you know, definitely as Dion said, and as also as Angela said, you know, trailblazing and really creating pathways and opportunities, not just for ourselves, but for others. And that's what I love about you, Janie, because that's something that you've been consistently doing. And I'm so honored to be able to be a part of it in this amazing company, and also just to be able to use my voice, which is what I do every day as a voiceover actress and media entrepreneur, to really help companies, especially small business, female-led companies, shine, you know, especially in this time and over these last 2 years. So it's been an honor to do that. But for me, you know, forming VJ Media, leaving corporate America in 2010 and launching on my own, if it wasn't for women cheering me on, a tribe of cheerleaders saying, VJ, you can do this, and do it excited and do it scared, but do it. And that's kind of the, you know, message I'd like to leave with anybody out there that's thinking about trying something new. They're just not sure. Is the time right? Am I going to have support? You will be supported. So go ahead and manifest it, like Dion said, and let's continue to blaze trails together and support each other. So thank you again for having me, Janie, and for having me be a part of this amazing company. And happy Friday.
All right. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Love my Vanessa. I haven't seen you in a while, Vanessa, in person. Very good. Next on our list is the wonderful Woody Lassane, co-founder, president, and COO of Lassane Media. Woody couldn't join us. We also have Liza Santana Piñeres, CEO and founder of Creativas Group PR. And we have our good friend Marhed, singer and songwriter. Marhed, welcome, bienvenida.
Hi, thank you so much, Janice. And hi, beautiful ladies. For me, such an honor and pleasure to be here today sharing with such an amazing and remarkable women. I have a career for more than 20 years, and against all the odds, and you know, Janice, I keep doing my stuff in the music industry. In the music industry, being a woman and is very difficult. So I think we are living an amazing time in history where we are changing the narrative, where the narrative is changing, where a lot of women have opportunities, and then there has a spotlight to a situation. So we need to continue the hard work that many women in the past did for us to be able to be here together. And thank you, Janice, again for everything you are doing for everybody. And I feel such an honor and honrada y un placer, such a pleasure and an honor for me to be part of this and be surrounded of these magnificent women. We need to remember that we all are beautiful diamonds and that we all have a mission. And these are the biggest moment for all of us to create a better future for our young generations. Thank you.
Thank you, Marhed. Marhed, if you would love to say a few words in Spanish, I think our audience would appreciate that as well.
Claro que sí, pues para mí, yo soy venezolana, nací en Venezuela, familia venezolana y trinitaria, y me siento de verdad, Janice, muy honrada. Tengo una carrera muy larga y siempre ser mujer ha sido dentro de mi profesión muy challenging. He tenido que sobrepasar muchos obstáculos. Ser afrolatina también ha sido otra situación que también en este momento de la historia estamos viviendo, y es maravilloso los cambios y las oportunidades que se están abriendo para tantos de nosotros. Y gracias a mujeres como tú que nos dan un espacio y una voz para tener este momento de compartir con tantas mujeres maravillosas, así como lo eres tú, que llevas tantos años luchando y trabajando en pro de nuestra comunidad latina y de las mujeres.
Thank you. Muchas gracias, Marger. Thank you so much. Marger, what is that combination? You're Venezolana and what else?
Trinitarian. My family, I'm half Venezuelan, half Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, Vanessa, Vanessa. All right.
Well, I have to scream out, I'm Guyanese, so that's my
Oh.
people.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now we have our very good friend, Dawn Gibson Thigpen, founder of Sassy Auto Chick. Welcome, Dawn. Mute, unmute.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay.
Got
Hey everyone. Janie, thank you so much for including me in this. I'm so honored. And like when I saw the list of women, I was like, oh my God, you know, everybody is so awesome. So thank you so much. And as Janie said, I am Dawn Gibson Thigpen. I am an automotive influencer / journalist and the founder of an online website called Sassy Auto Chick. I created Sassy Auto Chick about 7 years ago for women who are like more into the beauty and lifestyle that surrounds the vehicle instead of what's under the hood. Because I noticed, well, I've always loved cars, but I noticed every time I like saw a magazine or whatever, or people like on YouTube talking about it, it was always about what's under the hood, and it wasn't a lot of women. And it wasn't a lot of Black women or brown women. So I was like, okay, girls, you can do this. I mean, it hasn't been hard. I mean, it hasn't been easy, but it's been really fun. And I've met so many wonderful people like you, Janie, you, Vanessa, Woody, like all you women are awesome. And I love being in the company of you ladies. And thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dawn. And you can follow Dawn at Sassy Auto Chick and follow all her travels. I think she was just in Atlanta.
I was. It was so fun.
All
Wait,
right.
I gotta say something. I was like bragging to everybody, like, "Oh yeah, I can drive a manual. I'm like so good at driving a manual." Girl, they put me on that track. I was going like 45. I was so nervous.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And we'll talk about it in a little bit, but you know what? Creating your own platforms has been so important for all of you. And I think that's so important to share. Next, we have Adriana Pavone, founder of Mexico Cultura y Orgullo. I know Adriana wanted to join us. I don't know why she's not on, but maybe she's in Mexico, so maybe she didn't get the time zone right. And now we have our good friend Maria de la Cruz, CEO and founder of MD Conexiones. Bienvenida, María.
Muchísimas gracias, Janie, y a todas estas mujeres espectaculares que están aquí. Para mí, de verdad, fue una gran sorpresa cuando recibí la invitación de tu parte y decía así, sorpresa. Y doy gracias a Dios por la oportunidad de dejar un legado a estas nuevas generaciones. Yo apenas llevo 3 años con la empresa, pero Dios ha sido muy bueno y mujeres como Janie que siempre están a la vanguardia viendo lo que otras mujeres podemos hacer y poder levantar a otros en medio de tantas situaciones que estamos aconteciendo en el mundo. Damos gracias a Dios por tu vida, Janie, por siempre estar ahí con ese ojo buscando dónde podemos ser efectivas cada una de nosotras. Así que en MD Conexiones estamos para servirte y muchísimas gracias por esta gran oportunidad. Es un honor, es un placer, pero más aún es una gran responsabilidad el trabajo para dejar a las nuevas generaciones.
Gracias, Maria. Absolutely. And Maria has a very good point. This is so important. We have a great responsibility for the legacy we are leaving for future generations. And Maria is well on her way to doing a great job in the community with her platforms. Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you.
Next, we have Gloria Riaño Baute, founder of Duquesas USA Foundation. I don't think she was able to join us today. We also have Patricia Corona Villaseñor, CEO and founder of Soy Abuelo Magazine. And I believe she's also in Mexico right now. And we have Jenny Mansour Botero, CEO and founder of Jenny Mansour Etiquette. Jenny, welcome. I can't hear you. You're mute. You're on mute.
Mute. Okay. Hi, Jenny, and hi, to all these wonderful women. When I started seeing the profiles of each one, I couldn't stop putting wonderful words, amazing, fabulous, because that what you girls inspire me. Yo he trabajado con mujeres desde hace 35 años, en el cual yo trato de sacar el mayor potencial de cada mujer, porque yo he trabajado en la belleza, primero estando en un escenario y después detrás del escenario. Y para mí cada mujer es un proyecto, para mí cada mujer tiene una belleza que hay que sacar de adentro para que unido con esa belleza externa puedan sacar ese brillo de los ojos que toda mujer debemos tener. Yo he estado en estos 35 años formando desde niñas, mujeres profesionales, madres de familia, todo tipo de mujeres, y también he trabajado con hombres, pero las mujeres son mi pasión, porque es que las mujeres somos, we are multitask, and you know, that gift, we have to take advantage of that gift. We have to be ready in every situation. There is not a woman that cannot achieve what she wants, and I admire every woman in any type of work. If you're a mom, wow, that's amazing. If you're an executive, that is wonderful. And my passion is to
Oh, I think we got cut off, Jenny. Well, we'll connect her back. We'll let her finish when she connects back again. Next, we have Yamile Salazar, founder of Crecer Corp. And Yamile is in Hawaii right now. Let's see if we can admit Jenny back here.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
okay.
I think I was out of the air. I don't know what happened, but anyway, I believe we women together, we can conquer whatever we want. And the best that we have to do is stick together and don't be envious.
Yes.
Because never be envious. Because what you have, I can use because I don't have it. And what I have will be at the service of the other woman. And the last, but not the least, is that in order to have a very good self-esteem, you have to look inside of yourself, because the inner beauty is the one that brings shine to your eyes and that makes you feel, act, and project as a powerful woman. Gracias, Janie.
Gracias, Jenny.
Para mí ha sido un honor, lo acepto con mucha humildad y aquí estoy a la orden para cada una de ustedes poner un granito de arena si necesitan en sus vidas.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you so much for joining us. Then we have our good friend, Linda Hagwood, Vice President of TLH Ministries. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you, Janie. It is an honor for me to be here among these women. I am just enjoying every word that comes out of each one's mouth. Yeah. And Janie, you have given us a great example. As part of TLH Ministries, some of what we do is develop leaders with a heart and with strength. And I have seen that in you. I have seen you, like Jenny was saying, you identify the strength in other people and you use that. So these women here are not seeking for themselves. They're seeking to serve and to give out of their strength. And that fills my heart to be part of such an amazing group of women that today are being honored because somebody who gave us an example chose us. So I thank the Lord for giving us the breath that we breathe and for this opportunity. Janie, you are an amazing human being, and I say it from the bottom of my heart. And to the others, felicidades.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Linda. And really thank you for joining us. I really feel honored that you were able to join us. I know that there has been a death in your family. Our condolences to you, to your whole family. And truly, we feel honored that in spite of that, you were able to join us and felt that this was important enough that
Yes.
you connected. Thank you so much, amiga. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
Jamie. Thank you, because that's one thing that my dad said to me: do not stop what you're doing. Keep on going. So I know that I'm making him proud, and I miss him, but yes, I'm making him proud.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. And we have our good friend, Miriam Smith-Taylor, motivational speaker and educator. Miriam, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Hello, everyone. It is such a pleasure and an honor. Jane I can vouch, has been a born leader. We've known each other since we were in grade school. So she has always been a leader, and I am so especially proud and humbled to see how far she's come and what's to come in the future. And to be among such a group of women, it is an honor and humbling. And yes, it really takes a tribe, as I've heard. And being guatemalteca y jamaiquina, afro-latina también. Así que, yes, it's, we're breaking those barriers, right?
That's right.
Not also talking to, the usual communities, but also we're being seen. Los Afro-Latinos, we're like, hey, we're here. We are here. And I love the support that Janie has always given me since we were little girls. Yeah. She has been a beacon of hope, of faith, of motivation, of perseverance. And I am honored to be amongst all of you. And I am so glad to be in this group right now. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Miriam. Just don't let everybody know how old we are. Just kidding. I don't care. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miriam. And, we've had Miriam on the show before. We're going to have her on the show again. And it's always encouraging to me when I hear her story of hope. And she turned what was the negative parts of her life. She turned that around and she uses that to impact others, especially in the area of mental health, which particularly in Hispanic communities, many times is taboo. We don't address those issues, but she is definitely on the forefront of that, and she's talking about it. So thank you so much, Miriam. And we definitely will want to hear more from you. We have Paola Mendez, CEO and founder of the Blogger Union. Paola is in Colombia right now. Elena Poleo, president of Influencer Communications. She's also traveling. Jenny Lamb, CEO and founder of Power Life Entertainment. I believe she is in Michigan. And our good friend Anya Zavala, founder of the Latina Pro, and I think she's traveling as well. So thank you so much to these wonderful 26 women. Please give yourselves a hand. Yes, yes. I'm truly, truly honored that you were all able to join us today. I know that you have very busy schedules, but this is so important. We must celebrate one another. I have always said more collaboration, less competition, and I try to practice that. I try to live that. And I love to surround myself with women like you who are also doing that. And I look at each one of you, and each one of you serves your community, and you have been doing that for a long time. And so you deserve to be celebrated. One of the things I also wanted to, we wanted to do, especially with AARP South Florida, is to just touch on the subject of women who lead across generations. You know, we've been talking about, each one of you has mentioned to an extent or another how women are now in leadership, women are trailblazers, they've, you know, broken glass ceilings, they're breaking barriers, they're, you know, using their platforms to promote and to make life better for many of those around them. Why do you think, and whoever, you know, you can chime in, why do you think, why is it important to have women in positions of leadership and authority? Because why? Because even as women continue to advance, there are still many forces that oppose women in leadership, women being, you know, that person of authority. Why do you think that, why do you think it's important to have women in positions of leadership and authority? Anybody?
I'll jump in.
Okay.
I think for me, especially working again in the corporate space and then transforming into the entrepreneurial space, I wouldn't have had so many strides, let's say, if I didn't dream up that dream, but also had women along the way advocating for me. So it's more than just having women at the seat at the table who can advocate for you. It's also people, you know, sharing and cheerleading for you who sometimes you don't even know. So I think leading really is, again, you know, as we build our circles, it's important to look outwards too and see where is there opportunities for collaboration that maybe I'm not thinking about. And that's probably one of the biggest things for me in my business that I learned very early. I can't do it all, right? And I also don't want to do it all. I want to do what I do well that brings me joy every day to be able to do it. And also, because of that, where are those gaps that I can bring on other women to help me fill those roles, you know, whether it be helping me produce an event or, you know, sometimes, you know, something editorially or even voiceover, whatever that may be. But I think finding people that can be champions for you and then you using that to pay it forward to other women is how we can continue to build and grow together, because collaboration really is the key.
Thank you. Collaboration. I love that word.
Yeah.
Patty, you were going to say something. Unmute.
Yeah, it's important. I'm putting in talk about multitasking. I have an event next week with a bunch of women that are coming from Scotland, and they were emailing me, and I was telling them about what you all were doing, and so we're super multitaskers. And you also brought a topic up about competition. I think for years, you know, we've been labeled like we can't work with each other. And to this day, my board of directors, which are mostly men, if not all of them, they're always saying, no, because you women, you know, you're always fighting amongst each other. And so I think we need to be our own advocates that, you know, to show people, because maybe if we all get together and we disagree on something, if we're a bunch of men, it's still the case. They're all being assertive and they're all knowledgeable. If it's a bunch of women, we're all being catty. Or so that those stigmas, we still need to fight. And at a chemical, what I've done is that we've really, truly, Mari Carmen Lopez was an Afro-Cubana hip hop artist, and you must remember her, that she was at MFM once. She said, man, your event is so cool. It's really diverse. So we've been diverse organically because we reflect our community, but the gap about women is still very hard to overcome, and we still need to work at it because we really bring so much to the table.
Yeah, I agree. Dawn?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say, growing up in Michigan, we didn't it's not a lot of women in power, you know, back in the day, long time ago. It's not a lot of women that were in power or women that look like me. So I feel like representation matters. It makes a big difference when you see someone that looks like you, being whatever color, woman or whatever, but you know you can do it. And it inspires you to at least try, you know what I mean? Or, you know, so that's all I wanted to say. It really helps me to see women who come before me.
Thank you. Thank you. I agree with you on that, Don. And in Spanish, let me just ask this in Spanish so that maybe Maria can chime in. María, ¿por qué es importante tener a mujeres en posiciones de liderazgo y autoridad?
Fíjate, Janie, cuando yo comencé a trabajar, tenía una mujer que me lideraba y ella siempre estuvo a la vanguardia de poder ayudar a otras mujeres. La importancia de darle la oportunidad a cada mujer, no importando el lugar donde estuviese, ni el idioma que hablaran, ni el color. Eso no era lo más importante, sino qué tú puedes aportar a través del servicio que Dios ha puesto en tu corazón. Y gracias a ti, a mujeres como tú, Janie, he podido seguir, como dije anteriormente, llevamos 3 años, pero es poder ver cómo podemos levantar esta nueva generación, estas jovencitas que vienen para que hagan lo que tienen que hacer y hacerlo correctamente.
De acuerdo, totalmente. Muchas gracias, María. Linda?
Can I just?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry. I just like to.
No, go ahead.
You know, I'm Cuban American, and I started out as an actor when I was like really, really, really young. And ¿Qué pasa, USA?
¿Qué pasa, USA?
So, you know, and I understand, you know, and I'm like super, super an advocate of having women look and see women that look like you, like what you said, Dawn. Nonetheless, you know, we also, people like me, you know, I'm Cuban. So I may look, but it's when we get caught in the middle. So what we did, you know, what I wanted to do was people who think, you know, to bring you know what, it's really hard to explain. You know, I didn't look like when I auditioned as an Anglo, I wasn't an Anglo because I had a Latin last name. And then when I did audition as a Latina, I wasn't a Latina because I look blonde or whatever. This is not my natural hair color, right? But you guys know what I mean. So that kind of brought another mix, like it's like, where did people like me fall into? And that's what I've, you know, worked all my life trying to fit in, because I felt like I never fit in. I never fitted in. But now that when I look at the screen and I see so many people, because as a Cuban, you know, I have Afro roots, I have European roots, I have, you know, well, we're like a big mishmash. And that's what makes each and every one of us beautiful and special.
That's right. You know. That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Patty. Dion?
I wanted to say this, you know, it really is an honor to be in this group, right? And one of the things that I know that I encompass in my life is I believe that iron sharpens iron. And each one of us, you know, are really a flower in God's garden. We're all very different and yet very, very beautiful. And certainly, you know, Maya Angelou in one of her poems says that life ain't been no crystal stairs, right? So we've all had our ups and downs. Linda, I give you my heartfelt sympathies. I lost my dad last year and my mom 6 months later. So I know what that pain is like, but I wanted to share this. It's a poem that I actually keep in my home office. And it's this: I identify, and I'm claiming that each one of you are this as well, a phoenix. And the phoenix in times of doubt and confusion symbolizes strength, transformation, and renewal. For only from the ashes of who we were can we rise up to become who we are to be. So if nothing else, know that this is the path that we're on. There's so much more to go. We continue to be Phoenix and rise from the ashes and be the best version of ourselves. And know that those that come behind us are watching us. Know that we don't stand alone.
That's right. I love that. Rising from the ashes.
Also know that it gets even more fabulous after 50, right? Dion and Janie, apparently.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you. I'll tell you this. Janie knows this little thing I say. I say from 1 to 50 is when you are learning, and from 50 on is when you're living. So for those of you that have not accomplished that yet, know the best is yet to come.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Woo! Thank you, Dion. Linda, you were going to say something?
Oh, Dion, thank you. You left me speechless and brought tears of joy to my heart, because That is it. And I would love to have that if you can send it to me later. Why women in leadership? If you want things to be changed, you need to be involved. And how do you lead? You lead by example. So a lot of times we look at things and we complain about why things are not going the way they should be. But if we don't take that step, then it's on us. So this is a call. If you are in leadership, step up and continue to step up every step, every day, until you see the fruit. Because if you're persistent and consistent, you will see that fruit, that dream. Like I think it was Vanessa that was talking about seeing that dream and then achieving it. You will see it come to pass.
Thank you. Thank you, Linda. That's beautiful. You know, I have another question for each one of you. What role do each of us play in the development of the next wave of women leaders? ¿Cuál es nuestro rol en el desarrollo de la nueva ola de mujeres líderes? Jenny, unmute. Unmute.
I believe that our main goal is to pass all the wisdom that we have acquired, all our experience, and walk with them for a little while until they become very confident and they develop their own personality and their own way of doing things. Like, you know, in the Olympics, you have to pass the pole. But in the meantime, you have to walk with that person because the new generation doesn't have the experience that we have acquired. So we need to pass the experience, the wisdom, and do it with love.
I love that. Do it with love. Miriam.
Yes, I truly believe what Jenny says, and also handing down the stories that we received from my ancestors. I remember, and Janie, you remember Tia Clarita, and you know, my Tia Elizabeth, and the stories of the perseverance of that history of how our abuelos came from Jamaica to Guatemala, how from Guatemala we migrated to the United States. From the United States, we're, you know, our families in different areas. And that work ethic, that the structure, the foundation, we cannot lose that, and we have to pass that on. And I think that's so important, to know the roots, and that root will carry you through. And I see it in every single one of you. And that's such a joy. We talk about, you know, our backgrounds. We come from various backgrounds, pero esa sangre, ese calor de la familia y esa estructura y las costumbres que no se pierden, you know, those things that stay with us for the rest of our lives, we have to continue with the young ones so they don't forget and so they can carry on. So I think that's also very important.
Love that. Elizabeth.
Yes. I think as an artist, I like to show the younger artists, you know, what are the possibilities? So sometimes they think that they don't have anything to say or they don't have value. So by shining a light, which is pretty much what you are doing right now, shining a light to the specific talent to say, look, this is really, really good. And to give them that confidence in themselves. Because sometimes I do it myself, I undervalue what I have. But yet, you know, in speaking of women of color, I try to do that in the illustrations that I do. Most of the illustrations of the women, of the people, I like to show people of color because I didn't see them growing up. I didn't see any of that in things that I looked up to. So that's a little goal of mine, to always showcase all of the colors, because in my life, in my family's from Puerto Rico, we have all of the colors. So I wanted to represent them all in my paintings, in my illustrations. So this was very important for me to show all the colors, like the box of crayons that we are.
And Elizabeth, you are recently the illustrator for a children's book, Alicia and the Hurricane. I see it right behind you.
Yes, that's right. And this is my first book, and I'm so excited. It's about a very hard topic, a hurricane passing through Puerto Rico, and the family, the trauma of that family as they go from the beginning, listening to it's coming, to finding shelter, to to having to clean up afterwards. But to me, this was very exciting to still show the beauty of Puerto Rico, because the Caribbean is absolutely stunning. Even in disaster, it still looks beautifully green. And I feel like even in Florida too, even when it was devastated, you could still see the greenery come right back. And that resilience is in us as well. No matter what tragedy that comes our way, we have the ability to regrow. And I wanted to show that too. And so this is very exciting to me. Still, it's coming out in April. So here we go. We'll see how the ride is. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very blessed.
You go. Wonderful. Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Maria.
Para mí es importante, preguntabas que cuál era el rol de nosotras. Pues nosotras como mujeres tenemos la gran oportunidad de poderle brindar herramientas, de poder ser esas portavoces de esta nueva generación, que ellas entiendan que sí pueden y que pueden alcanzar los sueños. ¿Cómo? Con la ayuda de cada una de nosotras, sembrando y procreándonos, reproduciéndonos en los corazones de ellos, para que ellas puedan seguir adelante a hacer el trabajo por el cual fueron llamadas. Nuestra responsabilidad es ayudarlas, empujarlas y no estar que, no, tú no puedes, no, sino apoyarlas en todo lo que ellas están queriendo hacer. Un día alguien sembró en mi vida y mi responsabilidad ahora es poder ayudar a otras mujeres a que puedan lograr sus metas.
Thank you, Maria. And Maria is what she says is very true. We have the tools to be able to help that next generation. We need to lend our voices to them so that they too can reach their dreams. And that's part of our responsibility, is to help them, to support them, so that they too can accomplish their goals. Very good.
Mentoring is something that's also
Daddy, yes.
If we all mentor, I think it's very, very rewarding, and it's really important, and it's a way of carrying on a legacy and a story, and it's also a way of inspiring and telling. I now have a young Cuban American. She came recently from Cuba, and she's now my assistant, and she's so cool, and she's just so receptive, and we come from the same country but with similar perspectives, and it's just I'm learning from her and she's learning from me. So it's really it brings joy to my heart every day. So
Dawn,
and I'll do.
Thank you, Patty.
I agree with all the women, and I love what Patty said about mentorship, and also I think leading by example is a great way to teach the younger generation of the people who come behind you. And also, like one of my mentors, he always says, lead one, teach one. And I so believe that. Yes, I love that. Shout out to Kamani. But yeah. But yes.
Thank you.
Sí, ¿quieres que lo diga en español? ¿En español?
Sí, en español está bien.
Tú sabes que yo soy miembro del Recording Academy, soy governor, y antes de ser miembro del Recording Academy fui mentora. Creo que en la mentoría, como bien dijo nuestra compañera, es muy importante, y yo trabajo mucho y creo mucho en la importancia de algo que tú hablaste también, que es la salud mental y la autoestima en las mujeres. Yo creo que cuando venimos de unas historias tan fuertes, la autoestima se ve muy lastimada y eso se va repitiendo en generaciones. Yo creo que es importante ayudar a las nuevas generaciones, a las nuevas chicas, a las nuevas mujeres a que abracen su poder, el poder que tenemos, nuestra identidad, que dejemos de pelear entre nosotras, que aceptemos de dónde venimos, quiénes somos, nuestra estructura ósea, nuestro color de piel, nuestro pelo, nos amemos a nosotras mismas y retomemos nuestro propio poder. En el momento en que nosotras reconocemos lo único que somos como seres humanos, que podemos lograr grandes cosas. Y eso me pasó a mí, y todavía siendo una mujer ya adulta, veo que tengo tantos challenges y que sigo trabajando en mí. Pienso mucho en esas young generations that they are trying to make it and they feel that everything is so hard for them. And I'm working now not only inside of the Recording Academy como afro-latina, sino también como mujer en ayudar a todas estas artistas, a todas estas personas que están tratando de hacer una carrera, de construir una carrera en donde hay tantos cambios y donde de repente se confunden un poco por lo que ven y no ven más hacia adentro y en fortalecer todas sus virtudes. Es muy importante por eso apoyarnos entre todas las mujeres, unirnos. Recordemos que nuestros ancestros eran las mujeres, siempre eran círculos de mujeres unidas. En algún momento en la historia eso se rompió y nuestro poder se diluyó. Tenemos que volver a estar más unidas than ever. Together we're stronger.
Yes, we are. Thank you so much, Madhen. Beautiful. Beautifully said. And just to translate a little bit, Madhen is governor of the Recording Academy. But before that, she was a mentor. That played such an important role in her life and in reaching out to that next generation. And she's also a big advocate of addressing mental health and self-esteem, especially within the Latino community. And one of the things that she says is we need to stop fighting amongst each other. Because we need to take back our power and go back to when we were, how our ancestors functioned. They operated in a circle, right? And we need to bring that circle back to strengthen our future generations. Thank you so much, Madhen. Very well said. Now we have the honor, tenemos el honor de que nuestra amiga Patricia Corona, una de nuestras premiadas, nos acompañó. Gracias, Patricia. Patricia Corona Villaseñor, the CEO and founder of Soy Abuelo magazine, has just joined us, and I know she's connecting from Mexico, so thank you very much, Patricia. Patricia, dinos algunas palabras. Gracias por unirte a nosotros.
Hola, gracias. Pues primero que nada, darte a ti las gracias por el reconocimiento y presentarme con todas ustedes. Como bien lo dice Jenny, yo estoy dedicada al adulto mayor, al abuelo, por eso soy abuelo.com.mx, que lo refirió. Tengo más de 30 años de dedicarme a la atención en la Ciudad de México, en la Ciudad de Puebla, atender al adulto mayor en residencias, estancias de día. Tengo una revista que es Soy Abuela, y pues tratando y hablando un poquito de la mujer, que es el tema principal. Pues aquí la mayor parte de la población es femenina y estamos viendo que ya no nada más estamos manejando al adulto mayor disfuncional, que en los primeros años que nosotros incursionamos con las residencias de mayores, pues era lo que teníamos, el adulto mayor que estaba muy delicado, enfermo y que había que recuperarlo. Hoy, en estos últimos años, pues felizmente hemos visto que el cambio de la población se ha invertido y hay mucho adulto mayor muy funcional y muchas mujeres están deseosas de trabajar y de participar, de estudiar. Entonces hemos tratado de acercar a algunas de ellas a que estudien en la universidad. Aquí tenemos una universidad del adulto mayor, pues para que se capaciten en técnicas de computación y de otras herramientas de trabajo, y hay unas fundaciones que nos están apoyando también para enseñarlas a que trabajen y hagan algo por ser productivas. Estos son los últimos temas que nos están abordando ahora, y crear pues también sucursales que ofrezcan al adulto mayor funcional, que es lo que estamos viviendo ahora, ¿no? Personas como yo, etcétera, que somos 60, pero que ya no somos los adultos mayores o las mujeres que ya no tenemos nada que hacer, sino que tenemos mucho que ofrecer. Y pues muchas gracias, Jenny, por esta oportunidad. Así que pues encantada de conocerlas a todas ustedes. Las felicito, yo escuché y leí un poco de su semblanza, maravillosas personas distinguidas en toda su función. Y pues ya saben, cuando se trate de adultos mayores, aquí estoy, tanto con mi institución como con el Club Rotario Ciudad Universitaria, que ahora tengo el orgullo de ser la presidenta, que estamos también abordando temas para ayudar a mujeres ahí jóvenes, empoderándolas, también capacitándolas hacia el trabajo para que tengan posibilidades de salir adelante. Entonces, pues de alguna manera, esto es a lo que me dedico y me he dedicado desde hace más de 30 años, cuando en México, pues desgraciadamente a nivel de privado no existía nada. Encantada en conocerlas. Gracias, Jenny. Y
Gracias,
felicidades por
Patricia.
todos sus éxitos. A todos y a
Bravo.
ti.
Bravo. Thank you. Thank you, Patricia. And really, it's an honor to be able to have Patricia join us. As she mentioned, she has spent over 30 years working in elder care. She was one of the first women in Mexico to open up senior daycare centers when there were none. And even now, she continues with that work. And more, as she mentioned, she's finding that many of the older adults want to work. They want to work. They want to learn. And so they're also offering classes. They want to learn computers. They want to learn new technologies. They don't want to be left behind. And so they're working with these older adults and putting them to work. So thank you so much, Patricia. You continue to break barriers, and we really appreciate that. And she also has a magazine called Soy Abuelo. I'm a grandparent in Mexico, which I am. Soy abuela. I'm the abuela de Miami, if you don't know. But thank you so much, Patricia. Muchas gracias, Patricia. Vanessa, did you want to add something to this topic that we are talking about?
Absolutely. Okay, so for me, it's funny that as I was listening to everyone touching bases on mentorship, I thought about all the times that I wish I had a mentor and maybe didn't have anybody to go to when I was making big decisions, big business decisions, or leaving a job, starting something new. Even, most recently, how much do I charge a client for this particular service? Just things like that, right? Where you don't necessarily know. And I thought about the fact that I know there's other women, especially of a younger generation, that are going to be coming up and having those same questions. So I think the strength is in our numbers and in terms of making sure that we mentor, the future generations, but also as Margaret, I don't want to mess up.
Margaret.
As Margaret mentioned, specifically about making sure that we are including those younger generations in the conversation too, right? And so for me, I've just been really intentional about making sure that I'm doing that and saying, again, who can I pay this forward to, and who can I bring along on this journey? Like, for instance, I have a huge event that I plan every year in the fall, Food, Wine, and Fet, which you've had a chance to attend. It's a big outfit. It takes almost 9 months to plan. And so I've already been thinking about who are the people that I can hire out to do those things, to really help elevate things for all of us and to create more community. So again, for me, mentorship in terms of paying and paving the way forward really means thinking about even my ancestry and ancestors. I know that my abuelas and my grannies didn't work hard for me just to sit around and just be mediocre, right? It was for me to be exceptional. It was for me to strive and stretch myself. And, and as Dion was really touching on, really going for things, even if you don't have the entire journey kind of locked in place, even if the blueprint is sketched out, but not all the way carved, stretching yourself and continuing to stretch yourself and pat yourself on the back. Sometimes as women, let's be honest with each other, sometimes we're looking for our circle to say, hey, good job. And that's awesome. And that's wonderful. But listen, sometimes 5 o'clock on a Friday, pouring a glass of wine and patting yourself on the back and saying, hey, congratulations, Vanessa, for all the things you accomplished this week and all the ways that you stretched yourself and you asked the questions and you weren't afraid to say no, or that you weren't afraid to say, hey, I don't know. Let me call Dawn or call Janie and ask them for advice on this topic or whatever it may be. So I think it's, you know, as a woman being really honest and intentional, Janie, about what it is we want our legacies to be, and then making sure that we're living those things, you know, in action in terms of how we treat ourselves first and most importantly, and then how we treat others, our circles, including people we don't know, but maybe paying attention, maybe, you know, we mentor online in terms of digitally with, you know, through social. There's so many people I've never met that I know, you know, from here today that I haven't even met half of them in person, but I know that there are people I should be connected with. So we start connecting socially. So I know that was super long-winded.
No, it's okay.
But
can I say one thing, Janie?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say shout out to Vanessa, because I do I work a lot with Nissan now, and it's because of her. She actually gave them my name, and it just grew from there. And I just want to say thank you, Vanessa.
You're welcome. So again, you know, as we're all kind of thinking about what that legacy is, right, for ourselves and for future generations, I always just think about the 15-year-old Vanessa that used to be so scared just to, you know, can I really do this? Okay, I don't know. And sometimes I'd talk myself out of opportunities. That person, I've shed that person, you know, now I'm, you know, a little bit older, but just a little, but I've shed also a lot of the part of that person, Janie, that also had a lot of doubt, right? And I think that's what I want to teach that future generation. Every single chance I get, it's really to believe in yourself, even if you don't have the entire map and the entire path paved out, and say, go for it and do it scared. I know I keep saying that, but I really mean it, because I'm a testimony of someone that just keeps trying things and going, hey, Janie, I think I want to plan a wine festival. I think I want to have a Women of Impact dinner and honor women. What do you think? Hey, I think I want to throw an event because we talk to each other, but we don't all connect. Maybe I'll call it VJ Media Mixology. What do you think? And every single time, you know, have had these conversations with you about, Vanessa, just do it, just keep going. So continue to stretch yourself and share that knowledge, share all those nuggets of wisdom with the next generation.
And I think it's something that, I think one of the things that you said, Vanessa, is really important. We've got to be intentional. You know, I think that I'm at the point in my life where I'm thinking legacy, right? And I just want to make sure that I'm intentional about being there for that younger generation, being, you know, that mentor, lending that hand, giving them that support. And, you know, one thing that Jenny said also is, you know, she was talking about passing the baton. When you pass the baton, you have to run along with that person for a little bit until they can grab it, right? Until they can grab it and continue on their own. And I think that for me, that's where I'm at. Right now I'm passing the baton and walking along with that younger generation, so that then they can grab that baton and continue to much greater, you know, to greater, you know, heights than even I ever thought I could do it. And I think that's also important too. And I don't know who said it, is, you know, how we treat ourselves and how we treat others. I think you said that too, Vanessa, that's important. How are we treating ourselves? How do we, you know, what is our self-esteem like? How do we view ourselves? How do we value ourselves? And how do we value others? And I think how we value ourselves is going to impact greatly on how we value others. And I think that's really, really important. You know, being able to give people that respect that they deserve, just because they're people, just because they're humans, and acknowledging that every one of them has a purpose and a plan. I think Maria had said that as well. You know, they have a purpose, a God-given purpose, and, you know, we want to help them, support them to fulfill that purpose. So I think that is important. You know, I'm going to ask Patricia. Patricia, una de las preguntas que estamos contestando ahora es cómo podemos impactar a esa próxima generación como mujeres líderes. ¿Qué debemos de hacer o cómo podemos impactar esas próximas generaciones que vienen detrás de nosotros? Quita el mute, no te escucho.
Gracias. Precisamente a eso me quería referir. Yo veo, por ejemplo, los comentarios que escuché de las compañeras en relación a dejar legacy, a dejar herencia cultural para las nuevas generaciones de jóvenes, y me inclino nuevamente a opinar que también lo que al adulto mayor también requiere, porque es el presente, y lo que nosotros vemos de ellos es lo que seremos hacia el futuro, o muchas de ustedes que son jóvenes aún van a ser en el futuro. Entonces, sí es importante la juventud, es importante el presente, pero también es importante que dentro de este presente incorporemos no nada más al punto juventud, sino al punto del adulto mayor, dándole la honra y el apoyo que requiere para la actualización, precisamente para que ya no lleguemos a la vejez como antes se veía, ya soy viejo, ya. No, para nada. No, el adulto mayor somos personas que tenemos la capacidad de trabajo y de experiencia y mucho que otorgar. Entonces, por eso pedía un poquito la participación, porque es importante, por supuesto, que los jóvenes, los niños, son nuestra legacy, they are our future, so we need to build everything for them, but also for the generation that are our actually seniors, we need to give them opportunity to be in advance in the new technologies and to give them the, well, not only the strength, also the ability to do something for themselves.
Thank you so very much, Patricia. And Patricia said something really important, and I think that we need to honor our elderly, our older, our seniors and our ancestors. We need to honor their contributions because if we honor them, then as we get older and as those generations that are coming before us get older, they're not going to feel so bad about getting older because they're valuing what it is to be an older, person. So thank you very much, Patricia. I really appreciate that. Miriam, did you want to say something? Because I know that you're real good about about working with those next generations, all the girls, you've really impacted them. Yes.
Well, and part of that is because of, like we've said, the generations have impacted me. And so I have learned from them. I've learned the lessons. Es muy importante que nosotros nos recordemos de los consejos de nuestros padres, nuestros abuelos, nuestros ancestros y a los jóvenes. Hay unos que no tienen ni una idea de qué es la historia de la familia o la historia de nuestro pueblo en general. So our own history as a community, as a Latin American country, as Afro-Latinos, we're learning a lot more, from Afro-Peruvians, Afro-Brazilians, fill in the blank, right? Yeah. And so I think it's so important that they see that pride in us that we receive from our ancestors and our, forefathers, and then they carry that pride. A perfect example is my great niece. So she's the daughter of my niece. She is 9 years old y ella sabe que la familia de ella es de Corea, de Jamaica, de Guatemala, americana, nacida aquí, but she knows all those flags that sit on her windowsill. She is all of that. And so when you get to the school, no matter what they try to tell her, I tell her, you know what? It's a beautiful rainbow. You're part of that family with beautiful rainbow. It looks like green eyes, blue eyes, blonde hair, negrita, con el pelo así, rizo. It looks like everything. So that pride she carries with her to school every day. And that empowers her. So when someone tells her she's less than, she's like, hold on. How many flags do you have? How many languages do you speak? Right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's so important for us to empower the generations.
Thank you, Miriam.
Can I quickly just add add to that, Miriam, because definitely in my life, I've seen that in a lot of people, specifically that are, you know, una mezcla de todo, you know, or a little bit of Venezuela and a whole lot of Trini, but stopped, you know, on the way from Trinidad to St. Croix, a little bit of Puerto Rico, then South Florida. It's like, where are you from? And so for a long time, I think, you know, as much as my parents celebrated us being from Trinidad and all of that pride that was associated with that, because it's a very multicultural place, I feel like coming to America as an immigrant and wanting to assimilate, I kind of, especially in my early teens, kind of didn't want to necessarily, you know, celebrate that diversity, trying to assimilate. Honey, those days are over. You know, and so that's something else in terms of our diversity. I think again, it's so awesome to look back and see and take pride in the old person that you were, but be able to really celebrate this newfound energy and grace and excitement about being a Trinidadian woman, a Caribbean woman, and not being, because so long and I say this because I know everyone can relate to this, where you feel like you come into circles and you're wanting to fit into those circles. So you kind of dumb down who you are, and you kind of dumb down who you are culturally. And those days are over, honey. When I walk into the room, the first thing you know is that I'm a diverse woman with, and just as Miriam said, a proud Latina who you know, my Espanol es un poquito good looking, pero I can still understand very clearly. But celebrating all of the multiculturalism that is us, but also teaching people that when you step into a space, really understanding who you are and who came before you, and talking about those viejos that came before you, celebrating them. We have something in Trinidad, in Guyana, in Barbados called Juve. It's a practice of, all right, AARP, all right, Dion. It's a practice, and it's funny enough, I didn't realize until I started really diving into Caribbean culture. In Guatemala, they celebrate it. In Honduras, in Belize, in Puerto Rico,
in Peru.
Yes, as a part of the carnival celebrations, that it's really a shedding. It's literally shedding all of those shackles of, here are the things you can't be, here are the things you can't do, and a new birth every single season for carnival. And that's why we take carnival so seriously in the Caribbean. But again, celebrating our diversity, celebrating all that you are, everything that makes you special is the one thing. Whoever I can talk to that will listen, I tell them to do, because when you can do that, you don't have to worry about making other people feel comfortable with your diversity. You know what I'm saying? If you're uncomfortable, I'm tired of being uncomfortable, Janie. Those days are over. If you're uncomfortable, you
long time.
On that.
Long
I'm
time.
gonna be a proud Trinidadian woman. If you give me a chance, I'm bringing curry to the party.
Hello.
And y'all gonna know about me.
I don't care if you can't understand my accent. It is what it is. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm showing up loudly and proudly. You know,
right?
Exactly. It not only do I know who I am, but I know whose I am. So there's that.
To Janie's point, a lot of that has to do with our older generation. My grandma used to always tell me, never forget where you come from. You celebrate every single time. You celebrate, because at the end of the day, I think, again, there was so much fear, thinking about, not fear, but shame. Right? That we came from a little village, you know, with the tin roof houses,
right,
on the stilts, and somehow that wasn't good enough, or that wasn't culturally acceptable. Now I am so proud to say, look where I came from.
Yes,
hello. Come from that, you know.
And you know what, my aunt always, for years, it took me a while to like learn it and understand it, but she always told me, wherever you go, you make sure you hold your head high. Forget what other people think. It's what you know about yourself. It took me so long, but now I get it.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
And walk into a room like you own it. Walk into a room like you own it. Because we do. Because we do.
And Dion, when you get it, no one can take it away from you, because now it's here. Now
hello.
It's here.
It is. Historia familiar es importante.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wait, I don't understand.
What's importante. La cultura también.
Family history is important.
Okay, history, cultural, everything as that you told, it's really important to know who we are and what we expect from us. But I want to say something extra. Not only the history, not only the family, that for sure you are right. also as a human beings, because tenemos un lema here that it says, como me ves, así lo usamos en las residencias, como tú me ves, te verás. It means as human beings, there is a natural history, no families, not as human beings. Como me ves, te verás. And because of that, we need to improve everything.
As you see me, no, as you see me,
no, what you see
yourself.
for me, you are going to see for you.
Yes.
In the time.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
For everyone.
Like
yes.
No matters what, no matters history, no matters anything.
Yes.
What you see of me is what you are going to see in future.
Yes.
In the time.
Very true. Linda.
Wow, esto está caliente. So as mentors, we have the ability to see the potential in people, especially the younger generation. And it is important that we apply the appropriate measurement of support. Meaning, a lot of people came to me and they saw what I could be, but I couldn't see it at the moment. And they try to push me way ahead of time, and it damaged me. It caused me to have some traumas and fears, and I had to overcome that. Well, that made me stronger, yes. But it is important that we see those who are ready to step into the next and the next and the next, and we continue to push those. And then some that may need a little break in believing who we see they can be, and dreaming that, seeing their potential and saying, okay, yes, I can be that, I am that. And it's not until you say today, I am that you can achieve it.
Thank you. That's right. Miriam.
I just want to say, oh, esto está caliente. I love it. You know, that heat coming on. But I want to say, you know, mentioning on the mentoring, it brings me to mind somebody that I'm working with now, you know, through the agencies and everything. And she does not see her potential. You know, I can see it, but she does not see it at all. And so it is, you know, for us to, you know, ask the questions. What are you passionate about? What do you love? At what point did you stop believing in yourself? That's a very important question, because, you know, growing up, I can remember the time when I stopped believing in myself, right? So there's something that happened. And so, you know, getting them help to get past that barrier, that block, and never losing hope. I always say that you're never alone. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to say, I'm not okay. And it's okay to say, I need help and I need my tribe. Those are so important, so important. So, and this is a little tribe right here. I'm feeling the vibes right here. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, ladies, thank you so much. Dion, I'm going to give you the last word before we close this out.
I would say this. I would say that one of the things that we've learned this afternoon is that we are our sister's keeper. We are more alike than we are unalike. And it is up to each one of us to keep that fire burning. You know, there's all sorts of stuff happening on the outside, but we have to remain focused and direct. We know whose we are. And collectively, that's where our power lies. That's where our power lies. It's more than the beautiful faces you see here. It is what we have in here. So God bless each one of you. Thank you for the afternoon. I love you all. Please keep in touch. I put my email in the chat. And Janie knows how to get me. Janie is a wonderful convener.
This was wonderful.
Janie.
Oh,
God bless you guys.
Rock. Really.
All of you do. Yes.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Janie, yo quiero añadir algo.
Sí, María, dime.
Thank
Quiero
you,
añadir
Janie.
algo.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Que aunque hemos hablado de empoderar a la mujer, de que tenemos que ayudar a las nuevas generaciones, esto mismo que estamos haciendo entre mujeres, si tenemos hijos varones, también inculcarles a ellos el valor, ayudarlos, impulsarlos, porque ellos también son parte de esta generación. Y hoy día, con tanta situación que están viendo nuestros jóvenes en la escuela, nosotros como padres, nosotros como líderes, somos responsables de lo que se va a levantar en esa nueva generación y van a ser los líderes, los gobernantes que van a estar a cargo. Pero nosotros somos responsables no solamente de impulsar a la mujer, sino también a los varones.
Very important, Maria. Maria just said that it's wonderful to talk about empowering women, but we also need to empower our sons.
Amen. Oh,
Yes.
wow. Yeah.
Very important.
Very,
We're
very true.
responsible for that. I love that. I love that. Well, ladies, thank you so much. This has really been so wonderful. Such a wonderful afternoon for me. I really appreciate you joining in, and I loved every single one of your contributions. That's why you're exceptional women. I mean, I didn't go wrong. Thank you so much. And we will continue this conversation, right? I know this will not be the last. We're going to continue this conversation.
Yes.
I think that we have started something, and we need to continue that. We need to make sure that we are sharing this, that we continue to talk about women who lead across generations. And I think that's so important, across generations. It's not, it's something that Patricia said as well. It's not just empowering that young generation, but also acknowledging that our older generations are now very active. They want to, learn new things. They want to be out there. And so we're in a new time. We're in a new era, and we need to embrace that, and for all ages. So thank you very much. I honor all of you. Every single one of you is exceptional, outstanding. I mean, I just can't say enough about each and every one of you. And I really thank you so much for accepting this honor from me, from Janie Flores Live, and we will continue. Thank you again to our wonderful sponsors, who really have just been so faithful and great with us. AARP South Florida, Florida Venture Foundation, Latin American Business Association, and yours truly, Buena Vida Media. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you'll join us next week for the next episode of Janie Flores Live at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much, ladies. Bravo.
Adios.
Thank you for celebrating us.
We love all of you.
You are Janice from the Rock.
Nice to meet you, all of you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Gracias, Janie.
Gracias, Maria. Gracias, Patti. Gracias, Jenny. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Elizabeth. Nos vemos.